What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, some fun stuff happened this morning, right? We got a new Season 2 Mandalorian trailer, the only Mandalorian trailer we have. And it's exciting. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'll probably be on for about an hour or so. Welcome, guys. Yeah, 2 songs before the stream, I sprinted downstairs, filled my Nalgene bottle, ran to the bathroom, went to the bathroom, came back with about a minute to spare. And here we are. Welcome, guys. Let me know what you thought of the trailer. I loved the gag at the end. A little chuckle moment where Baby Yoda presses the close the hatch button. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in the next hour. But Andrew and Swishfish, thank you guys so much for the first super chats of the stream. I appreciate that, guys. Andrew Harris says, "This is the way." This is the way, indeed. Andrew, they really leaned into that, didn't they? Well, how many times does it say this is the way in the trailer? Like 4? Did somebody count it? I think it was like 3 or 4, right? They really leaned into that phrase. It's really interesting, man. But it's the motto, and I wonder how many times we'll hear it in the series. In the season 2. The entirety of season 2, But excited for it, Andrew. Very excited for it. I kept saying before we got this trailer that I almost like didn't want another. I didn't want a trailer. Just I wanted to go in blind and like know nothing. But it is a good trailer. It didn't reveal anything either. Basically all we know right now is that Mando is gonna be trying to get the child to some familiar, some folks that might be familiar with him, which, yeah, it was just kind of like a perfect little tease, right? It did what it wanted. It did its job. It did its job, to me at least. But anyway, and Swishfish, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Swish says, I bought a flight stick for Squadrons, also building a cockpit enclosure around my chair. Whoa. All that plus VR on PS4 is going to be immersive as fuck. Pumped. That's insane. I'm really, Swish, I'm really curious what that enclosure is going to look like. I'm assuming you've already kind of maybe mapped it out, drawn some plans, how you're going to build this. When you get it, if you get it accomplished, that sounds like a huge project. If you get it accomplished, please send me a picture of it on Twitter. I want to see that. That sounds like, yeah, it sounds like you're basically planning an arcade game, right? That sounds awesome. I don't know how the cockpit will make a difference because you'll have VR headset on and you won't really be able to see it. Oh, you're okay using cardboard, but I'll take pictures. Oh, that sounds like a fun project, man. That sounds like something that yeah, it sounds like something that I want to do with my daughter, right? Build spaceships out of cardboard, which we've done that a couple times already. Right now, we have a big piece of cardboard that a huge frame came in. It's like a 4-foot frame, big ass cardboard box, bigger than that actually. It's probably about 5 feet. And it's the slide. I'll sit on the couch and I'll lean back and hold the just giant cardboard box over my knees and my chest, and my daughter will climb on it and then slide headfirst down into the carpet. Like, she's a daredevil, man. But yeah, that sounds awesome, Swish. I'm really debating, man. Like, am I gonna get a joystick? I don't know. I've been wanting one for a while for like Elite Dangerous and stuff like that. I just don't know how much I would utilize it, But if I had a VR headset like you do, there's no question in my mind that I would get one. But as of right now, I don't. So I'm probably going to stick with the old Xbox controller on the PC. But yeah, that sounds like an absolute just immersive dream. Enjoy it, man. But I still have not tried PSVR. My nephew has it. I'm going to have to go over and check it out sometime. But anyway. I appreciate that, man. And Venom Snake, good to see you, man. Hope everything is as good as it could be. Venom Snake asks, thoughts on Twitter trying to cancel Gina? Yeah, I only found out about that a couple days ago. Or is that when it happened? I'm not sure. I don't even know exactly what she said either. I don't know, like, how combative she got. I did see she deleted all of her tweets, though, right? My thing is, this is a blanket statement about social media. It's very hard to communicate with 200 and whatever characters, right? And your full thoughts don't get out there. And if your full thoughts don't get out there, and if somebody doesn't like your 280 characters, there's going to be a shitstorm on you. There are so many people that I disagree with, that I interact with on social media. There are people in my life, family members, that I vehemently disagree with on worldviews. I'm not in the arguing game, like, you know what I mean? I'm not in the game of, like, really caring what an actor or actress thinks in terms of, like, their worldview. I'm sure, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't have that in me. I don't have the time to really care. And it's weird to me going on Twitter and seeing just, like, people nonstop just slinging shit all day, every day. It's exhausting, man. Like, I just want to be like, take a step back. It's stop. It's just not important. Stop. Just stop. I don't know, man. Like, I also don't know exactly all that she said. Apparently it was something about masks. No, it was something about going to work or something. I honestly I didn't look too deep into it, but I don't know, man. Social media, I've had this conversation with my wife recently. Like, it's just exhausting. It's just exhausting. Yeah. It's just, I just don't, I don't know, man. Like, then again, I'm saying all this. I have no idea what the full scale and scope of what she did, what she said, but yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Venom. If somebody says something ridiculous online, if somebody says something that you completely disagree with, like, just take a step back, take a breath. You're gonna disagree with at least 50% of the people on every platform you're a part of. Like, and if you pay attention too much to everything that you disagree with or everything that you want to, like, be argumentative about, that is going to consume you. It's going to consume you. Sometimes you just gotta let dummies be dummies and just kind of, like, just be a little hands off. But that's just me. I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to the back and forths of Twitter. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Venom. And Eli Foreman, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the channel support. Eli says the first shot with the damaged ship is beautiful. It is. And there's the music that plays is, I don't want to play the audio right now because this stream will get chapped, but the audio, the sound, the music that plays, like the chimes, it reminded me of dum 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 dum. This I don't know how to describe it. Maybe somebody out there has the same clock that I grew up with. But yeah, haunting. It was like the chime, it is midnight chime of a clock that I grew up having. My parents had this clock in our living room, and it went the first, like, 3 notes that you hear in the scene that you're looking at right now is, like, identical to the chime on that clock, and it just boom, it hit me, boom, it hit me. I don't know, it's interesting, but yeah, it's awesome. Like I said earlier, Eli, the trailer was just, I never want to see too much. In fact, most of the time I always say that I don't really need to see a trailer. I'd rather just go in blind. But this is true of pretty much every single trailer we've had in this modern Disney era Star Wars. Every trailer that's been made does not reveal shit. I mean, you go back and look at the Phantom Menace, or like the original Phantom Menace trailer, it's the whole movie. It's literally shots in sequence of the entire damn movie. And Mandalorian Season 2 trailer, along with every trailer basically that's been released in the past 6 years, it's just like the perfect little tease, you know. Perfect little tease. But anyway, I agree, Eli. I appreciate that, man. Captain Banana Peel, Google HelloGreedo Stormtrooper armor, and you'll see my entire build. I made a video about it years ago. But anyway. And Hacked Bot, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support as well, man. That This Is the Way at the end was powerful. Also, can't wait to see what they do with Fett. Y'all know he's going to show up. Oh, going to show Mando up. You know, I said this earlier. Like, they really, really leaned into the "This is the way" phrase, right? But I guess it's become the motto of the show, I suppose, of the organization. But it was like spoken 4 times or something like that in the trailer. I'm curious how often it's going to show up or be heard in season 2. I'm still kind of, I know a lot of people think, and the big rumor has been that Boba Fett is going to be in the show. I don't know if that's true. Nobody knows if that's true. I'm probably in the minority when it comes to this opinion, though. I don't want it to be true. I don't get into the idea of constantly needing to bring back characters. I'm a broken record, so if you've heard me say all this, I apologize. But you know, the Mandalorian, the season 1 of the Mandalorian kind of stood on its own 2 feet. Didn't rely on characters that we are at all familiar with in Star Wars. It just introduced a bunch of new, interesting stuff, you know, characters, situations, stories, fun, you know, new. The idea of like bringing Boba Fett to the show, it literally does nothing for me. If they announced it tomorrow that he was going to be in the show, it would do nothing for me. It would be like, I don't know. Nah. But we'll see. What's everybody think? Like, I know there's rumors of various other characters coming in to play around in The Mandalorian. What do you guys think? Is Boba Fett going to be in there? I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see. I really don't want The Mandalorian to kind of turn into, and I'm not saying it's going to, I'm probably exaggerating my worries, but I like how The Mandalorian has been kind of its own self-contained thing, you know, but we'll see. You guys think he's going to be in there? It's not, I don't know. I don't understand. I am a person who has never been into the idea of constantly bringing back old characters. It's kind of, I don't know. Doesn't really do much for me. I can appreciate the execution, right? I can appreciate the execution of like bringing back Darth Maul in the Clone Wars. He's great in the Clone Wars, but as a concept, as an overall concept, it's something that I'd rather avoid, you know. But anyway, I appreciate that, Hacked Bot. And Venom Snake, once again, thank you for coming in with the double guns here. Venom Snake says, going to be a civil war after election, no joke. Twitter is not real life. The most liked tweet is 7.7 million. The world population is 7 billion. Well, first of all, Venom, I'm not worried about I know a lot of people think there's gonna be like a huge splinter, a fracture in the country. I'm not worried about that. Times are extremely polarized, and it's weird, man. It's super weird because, oh my God, we could talk about this for an entire hour. This topic right here. It's weird because there's just so much bullshit out there. There's like no baseline truth. Everybody's living in their own fantasy reality. That is basically the scaffolding of which is built on whatever like Facebook circles you run around in. Does that make sense? I'm not worried about a civil war, as you put it, Venom. I still believe, despite how much cowardice runs rampant, especially in federal government, how partisan, how divisive, how venomous things are at the tip top. I still believe in the institutions. I still believe in, and maybe this is just pure optimistic rose-colored glasses, but I still do believe in the structure of the form of government. But yeah, I'm not worried about it, man. And you're right. Twitter is not real life. Twitter is goldfish memory. It is a goldfish in a goldfish bowl. Its memory is what, like 7 seconds? That's the way Twitter operates. Like every few minutes there's something new, outrage thing that's everybody's tweeting about. You're right. I mean, Twitter is not the real world. Most people, I would say, aren't on Twitter. If I ask most people in my life, did you see that thing on Twitter? I'm going to say 95%, maybe more, are going to say no. But anyway, I appreciate that, Venom. I'm a pretty optimistic dude, even when things are just meh. And Vince Wynn and Bearded Emperor, I appreciate the patience, guys. Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the channel support. Vince says, I was talking all that crap the other week about how I wasn't going to watch it. I did, and I'm glad I did. Getting some new locations. A boat. Not a Boba Fett in sight, looking great. I agree, man. I love, the Mon Cal location. That I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. I love kind of the quest that basically the trailer acted as like a quest giver, right? The trailer basically told us that Mando is going to be on a quest to find and deliver this child to those who might be able to, or might recognize it, or might understand it a little bit more, might be able to, take it in. And I love that as a quest. He's hunting for, not necessarily species, but people who could take in the child. I love it. I love it. So that is basically the path that Mando's going to be on. It's gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a game of, I don't know. I heard a lot of people compare episode or season 1 to like a video game where every episode's different, every episode's like a different mission, every episode's a different quest, and I think that's going to be the same case here. I hope it is. I loved that about the first season, how every episode was kind of, I mean, really its own little story, in a way, very different oftentimes from one another, but I'm loving it. Not a Boba in sight either. I'm really curious, man. Like it was kind of funny, like leading into this trailer for like a month, right? People were saying, I heard Ahsoka's going to be in the trailer. I mean, hey, why is it that whenever there's like quote unquote leaked information about any trailer, it's never true? But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. Looking forward to it, man. Yeah, I'm glad you watched it too. Didn't give anything away. That's one thing, like, if anybody's worried about, like, being spoiled by this new era of Star Wars trailers, there is no reason to be spoiled. Unless you just, like, want to go in without seeing anything. I get not watching it, but, like, they've done a really good job since the acquisition of the franchise, you know, with their trailers and not revealing too much. But yeah, anyway. And Bearded Emperor, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Bearded says, I'm not surprised they're going in the fan service route with Jedi and familiar characters. Makes me roll my eyes, but I'm hoping it's all new. Yeah, it's not like you said, it's not surprising. I'm not surprised either. I figured, and I think probably most people figured, that with the child, with Baby Yoda, that is the direction that things were going to go. But I'm just hoping that you can do Jedi stuff. I mean, you can do Jedi stuff, but keep it subdued as hell, with no familiar characters, right? In a perfect world, that's what I would want. I don't need those cameos. I don't need those holy shit moments of, like, I remember that character. I don't need that. In a perfect world, you could do Jedi stuff, like I said, and give us new. But knowing that, well, hearing that Mando, this is the quest that Mandalorian's going to be going on. I don't know. I like it. Like you said, though, I hope it's kind of steer clear of familiar characters. And the thing is, like, if it wasn't for the rumor machine churning up a bunch of stuff over the past few months, we would have no idea that potentially all these other characters are going to be in there, right? I don't know where those rumors started about Ahsoka and Rosario Dawson. I don't know where the rumors started about Tamara Morrison, Boba Fett, all that stuff. I think I looked them up when they first started, or I don't remember. But I don't remember where they came from. Somebody toss it in the chat if you guys remember. I honestly do not remember where that came from. But yeah, just hope. I'm crossing my fingers for the vast majority of things being new, right? Right? I don't know. We'll see. It is really interesting. Like, I think whenever this gets brought up, there's no question in my mind that I'm probably I would say without a doubt in the minority. People seem to love and want all these characters that they're familiar with to come back, and I get it. You know, I get it. I love the stuff that I love. I love the characters that I love too. I get it. But I just want to ride that new shiny roller coaster full of new and exciting things that we've never heard of. You know, but that's just me. I appreciate that, man. And Hackedbot and Matthew Curry, thank you guys so much. Hackedbot says, if Mando meets Fett, I guarantee you the child will meet Master Yoda in ghost form, duh. And Sebastian Stan as Luke and Finn Wolfhard as Ren. Is that the rumors? Is that the rumors right now? That would be golly. The thing is, Hackedbot, like, you brought up Yoda, but that's like actually kind of my, not Yoda particularly, but like just the inclusion of all of these characters we're already familiar with is kind of my worst nightmare, because season 1 of The Mandalorian was such a solid, just brand new piece of art that we could all enjoy for the first time without leaning on things we're familiar with, right? If Mando meets Fett, I don't even know what the situation scenario would be. Who the hell knows? I have no idea. Yeah. I haven't seen that posted in a long time. Yeah, Sebastian Stan looks a lot like young Luke Skywalker for sure. Young Mark Hamill. Finn Wolfhard as Ren. That's a name I don't think I'm familiar with. Let's see if I recognize it. Finn, Canadian actor. Oh, yeah. The kid from Stranger Things. I don't think I ever knew his name. Oh, okay. Yeah. Who did you say he would play? As Ren. Oh, I see it. I totally see it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of Stranger Things, the Stranger Things 3 video game is awesome. I actually signed up for Game Pass, Xbox Games Pass. I can't speak tonight. And it's like $1 for a month, and I paid it. And I did not know this Stranger Things game existed, and I ended up installing it on my Xbox, and it's fun, man. It's just like Zombies Ate My Neighbors, if you guys played that back in the day on the SNES, mixed with Zelda. It's fun, man. It is fun. But anyway, yeah. I appreciate that, Hackbot. And Matthew Curry, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Matthew says, hey, Greedo, finished your book about a week ago and just wanted to say thanks for exposing us all to your brain. It's truly a wonderful place. Well, dude, thank you so much on multiple fronts. Thank you for the support this evening. And thank you for picking up my little book. That means a lot. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. That was probably one of the most nerve-wracking things I've ever put out. You know, this thing that I, occasionally worked on from time to time over a 3.5-year period, and then just decided to upload it on Amazon and make it for sale. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy that people are getting a kick out of it. But yeah, I really appreciate that, man. In fact, some people might not even know that I wrote a book. And I'll post a link to it. It is, if you're expecting like a book that is just through and through Star Wars and nothing else, it's not that. There's a lot of Star Wars in it, don't get me wrong, but it's also a lot of personal stuff as well. But anyway. There we go. Hell yeah. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And sorry about the mess again. One sec. My wife can't find the baby monitor. Okay. There we go. Pretty sure I took it. Yeah, I took it out of my office. No idea, actually. It's somewhere around here. Anyway. People, wait, what did you say? People can put whatever toppings they want on pizza. People who want to dedicate pizza toppings have control issues. What? Oh, we're talking about pineapple on pizza? I feel like maybe people who have never had pineapple on pizza are the ones who complain about pineapple on pizza. It's pretty damn good. If you've ever tried it, I'd be surprised if you didn't like it. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Man. Apologize, guys. I had a cup of coffee before this, and you guys know how that brings up the old phlegm. Let's see. Lego Star Wars Fan 77, thank you so much for the channel support. You got a favorite Mandalorian episode? I think my favorite episode, I loved the one with the egg with Suka That was the child, right? I'm pretty sure. Episode 2. I believe it was episode 2. Man, I think that was my favorite episode in season 1. It was so... Most of it was so fun and goofy and just like a little side quest, right? Yeah, I love that episode. It had that... I love the humor in it. I love the humor in it. I saw a lot of people saying that it was just like... other than like the ending with the child and all that kind of stuff, it was just kind of weird. But I loved it. I loved it. Suka. It was goofy. There was a lot. I like some goofiness in my Star Wars, right? But yeah. Actually, my wife hasn't watched The Mandalorian. She hasn't seen any episodes. So I think we're gonna do I'm gonna do a rewatch with her. Because when I was watching it when the first season came out, I was watching it at like 4 a.m. And just so I could wake up, watch it. I would watch it at 4:30 or so in the morning, and then make a video before everybody woke up in the house. And so I'm not going to do that this time around with season 2. But anyway, I appreciate that, Lego. Hope you're doing well, man. Give me one sec, guys. Give me one sec. I'm going to go try to find a baby monitor that is missing. Enjoy some tunes. All right, I'll be right back. Give me a couple seconds. Boop. There we go. Cool. The baby monitor was on the top of the stairs, like on the little banister railing. Anyway, what's going on? Why does it burn when I pee? I don't know, Jason. I don't know. Love the blaster duels and the ruggedness of the Mandalorian. Leave those Jedi to the films. Crimson Blush. I'm kind of with you, man. That's one of the reasons that it appeals to me so much. Is because when I think of Star Wars, I don't really necessarily think of Jedi or Sith and lightsabers and stuff. I mean, it's a huge part, and yes, I do. But like the things that I think of first that come to my brain are blasters, X-Wings, the nitty-gritty of the Star Wars universe. Bounty hunters and smugglers, and that's why I think one of the reasons that the show appealed to me so much. Yeah, it's fun. Nice, Chuck. You should probably pay more attention to your homework. But thanks for tuning in, man. And another, yeah, anyway. Is it just me or visual? Yeah, Boba Bricks. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure, budget-wise and, well, maybe that's not true. It's hard to say, right? It's a minute and a half long trailer. Is it going to look better than season 1? Probably. It probably will, but maybe that's just kind of how the progress of shows go. I don't know. But it is only a minute and a half trailer, so. Oh yeah, the Squadron short film was great, GW. It's kind of funny. GW, I usually, cinematic trailers rarely do anything for me. If there is a game, if it wasn't a Star Wars game, I wouldn't have watched it, to tell you the truth. I don't watch cinematic trailers. Just because, if I'm going to watch a trailer for a new game that I'm really interested in, like Cyberpunk, I don't care about a cinematic trailer, really at all. I just want to see some gameplay. But since it was Star Wars, I watched it. And it was great. It was tense. It actually kind of reminded me of that Greyhound movie with Tom Hanks, and how the radar was pinging and all that kind of stuff, and it was really tense. But yeah, it was good. It was great. Looking forward to it, man. Might buy myself a Child or Baby Yoda TMR Tuxedo Trooper. Yeah, I've been debating about getting a little, I don't know, Child Baby Yoda plush for my daughter. But dude, she has so many. She has so many plush stuffed animal toys that, I mean, it's ridiculous. Shoot, I guess why not, right? Why not? You're only 2.5 once. We'll get her a Baby Yoda. I'll order that tonight. How about that? But yeah. Charles Harwood, Austin, and Lego, thank you guys so much. Charles says, the Great Space Western is back for Season 2. I love the water scenes from the trailer. Reminded me of Camino and Mon Cala. Yeah, I think a lot of people are speculating. Well, it seems pretty obvious that it's going to be Mon Cala. At least, I don't know. But yeah, I love the various, I love when locations change up in Star Wars. It adds variety to things, and it just kind of reminds me of a coastal town, pirates. I don't know. It's fun. Yeah, Space Western is right. I actually had a conversation with Harmy the other day, and we were talking about The Mandalorian. And I asked him, why do you think it's so loved by so many people? It's just kind of universally loved. And we kind of agreed on the idea that it's just, it's very, very similar to the feel and the look of the original Star Wars of A New Hope. But it's also super simple. It's just really simple. And Harm even was like, the story's not that great, but it's just a fun ride, and it's just really simple, Space Western, simple. What's going on? This guy finds a kid. Okay. Kid has powers. Okay. Let's get the kid to somebody that knows what the kid is and knows what to do with the kid. Okay. And there's fun quests and adventure along the way. Right. But yeah, anyway, Charles, Yeah, I love the variety and locations. I think just like season 1, I'm really hoping that season 2 continues that like planet hopping feel of the first season, you know. But yeah, we shall see. Anyway, I appreciate it, man. And Austin Coke, thank you so much for the channel support as well. I see that you did post a message down there. Austin says, let's get speculative and jump way ahead. Mandalorian is probably only going to go 3 seasons. So how do you predict season 2 will end? Classic Empire cliffhanger. Ooh, how is it going to end? Oh man, you are certainly jumping way ahead, right? Because we don't even know how it begins. Man, that's really tough. If it's gonna end, after, or if when season 2 ends, if it's gonna end on a cliffhanger, I think the cliffhanger is going to be, surrounding one of those rumored characters. If I had to guess, I mean, like, think the final episode, we see a familiar face. And then, boom, that's where it picks up in season 3, right? If I had to guess, if the rumors are true, maybe Ahsoka. We'll see. We'll see. But, yeah, that is some speculation. That's end of season speculation when the season hasn't even began. But, yeah, you said it's probably going to go 3 seasons. I kind of hope it does. Like, I don't know why. And again, I'm probably in the minority when it comes to this opinion, but I kind of like short and sweet series, you know, just kind of like fast, intense. It doesn't overstay its welcome, stays creatively invested. Yeah, it all depends, right? If a show goes 7, 8, 9 seasons and it's still like creatively engaging, still comes up with new and fresh ideas, awesome. But let's face it, most shows don't do that. They kind of run themselves into the ground. And I kind of like, well, some of the new, you know, animated Star Wars stuff. What, like 3 or 4 seasons? Boom, done. I kind of like that. The new Kenobi show is going to be, what, a limited series of a few episodes? Like 1 season? I kind of like that. You know, but not everything needs to go on forever, right? Kind of like the idea of short and sweet. But anyway. And Lego Star Wars fan, thank you so much once again. Are you a Heat fan? They're playing my team. No, I'm not I don't really have yeah, when it comes to sports, the NBA is not. I've never followed basketball. That's a sport that I've never really followed my entire life. You know, occasionally in March Madness I'll get into some college football, but that's really about it, man. I mean college basketball rather. That's really about it. Yeah, basketball, the NBA has really never been a sport that I've followed, to tell you the truth. Yeah, football and baseball have pretty much been the sports that I've followed my entire life. Occasionally I'll get into hockey, but that's pretty rare. But yeah, I cannot pick an NBA team that I would call myself devoted to or a fan of. I mean, like, I grew up in Atlanta, and I never like went to any Hawks games. I don't even, when were the Atlanta Hawks created? 1946. The present, 1968. Okay, so 1968. So yeah, I never went to any Hawks games. I never yeah, NBA for whatever reason is I've never gotten into. But no. Hope your team wins though, Lego. I appreciate that, man. And Boba Bricks, thank you so much as well. Boba Brick says, "Are you planning on getting any more Lego?" If I do, Boba, it probably won't be Star Wars. If I do, it'll probably be the Saturn V. Saturn V rocket. I don't know if they still make it. I'm assuming they do. Saturn 5 Lego set. Okay. Whee! Is that really how much it is? $268? So, let me check on this. Yeah, 268. Yeah, if I was to ever get another Lego set, I would want it to be the Saturn V rocket. I just think that would be so cool displayed, on a shelf. But I have no intentions of getting one anytime soon, man. I'll probably, as of right now, I'd probably almost rather wait until my daughter's old enough to help me build some Legos. She's 2.5 right now. She would just end up picking up the Legos and throwing them. I mean, she's really good with playing with blocks, but Legos are so tiny, there's no way, it would just, I don't know. But as of right now, man, no plan. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that. And Danny Travis, no, I have not watched Cobra Kai. Have not. It started on YouTube, right? I've never watched it. It's a show that it'll probably be one of those things that I watch at a certain point, like after it's done, right? But we're currently watching. We just got done with the first season of a show called The Great, which I can't recommend enough, man. It was funny and goofy. It's about Catherine the Great. It's got the guy from, I can't remember his name. It's got the guy from Mad Max Fury Road, like what's his name? Mad Max Fury Road. You'd recognize him. He's like the guy who drives with the girls, and he's Nicholas Hoult. That's right. It's got Nicholas Hoult in it. He's fantastic in this show. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen The Great, it's on Hulu. I highly recommend it. That's what we just finished watching right now. And then we picked up The Boys. We're watching The Boys right now. So that's what we're currently watching. But yeah, anyway. Eventually, Danny. Eventually, I will. But yeah. It retailed, Boba Bricks, it retailed for $119, but retired now, so the price skyrocketed. Ah, gotcha. So I probably will never end up getting it. Boba, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I'll probably never end up getting it then. I have looked at a bunch of, like, Saturn V, not model, well, I guess, yeah, models. On eBay, there's some actually pretty cool ones that have been built out of metal, and they're like cast iron. But I think yeah, you guys know me and my space exploration obsession. But I think a Saturn V or maybe a lunar module would be cool to have on a shelf. Yeah. Anyway. And Josh Frisch, thank you so much for the channel support, man. Josh says, any thoughts about that Squadron CG short? Yeah, briefly mentioned it earlier, but I loved it, man. It was super tense, and this is coming from me, a guy who never cares about CG shorts when it comes to video games. Honestly, the only reason that I watched this one was because it's Star Wars. Most of the time, if there's an animated short for a video game that's coming out, even if I'm super excited for the game, I don't care about the the CG shorts. But this was different. Star Wars, like I said, I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, it was fun. Super tense. I said earlier that it kind of reminded me of that Tom Hanks Greyhound Navy movie. Just the way the radar would ping, the tension of not knowing your surroundings when the Imperial pilot is just kind of he turns off all of his instruments, and he's kind of floating out in the vacuum of space. Yeah, it was great. It was great, man. Really looking forward to it. I don't know what I'm going to do with Squadrons. I don't know if I'm going to I don't know if I'm going to play the campaign in its entirety before I jump into the multiplayer. I almost would rather do that. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, Josh. And Chad, thank you so much. Koviduck? Did I pronounce that correctly? Koviduck. I don't know how else you would pronounce it. But Chad, thank you so much for the channel support, man. The boys love the boys. Some quick thoughts on the show. Yeah, I think we're 4 or 5 episodes in. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's it's pretty gruesome, and sometimes it just, you know, when you watch a show or a movie and it just kind of makes you feel weird, you know, like when you watch Requiem for a Dream or Gummo, those movies just make you feel icky and weird. Some parts of The Boys makes me feel like that too, just like bleh, ugh, bleh, bleh. I need a shower, but I love it so far, man. Yeah, it's pretty great. The whole cast is fantastic. Everybody who plays the superheroes kind of fill their role perfectly, like just super cocky, and before we started watching the show, I was told that it's a comedy, and there's definitely some comedic elements in there, but I wouldn't flat out call it a comedy. Would you guys? I mean, maybe that's what it would get filed under, but I don't know. It's yeah, I love the kind of the way the real world seeps in with like sponsorships and you know, movie deals and product placement. The most powerful people on the planet, just kind of they're not the most powerful people on the planet because they have overlords too, right? These corporate suits are their overlords. So despite being like physically the most powerful people and gifted people on the planet, they still can't escape that prison, if that makes sense. Again, we're only like 4 episodes in, but yeah, it's great so far, man. Great so far. But yeah. I appreciate that, Chad. Hope you're having a good morning or afternoon or evening wherever you are. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a comedy either, Cal, but that's how one of my buddies described it to me. Dark yeah, for sure, dark satire. So in a way, I guess you could call it comedy in that vein, for sure. But do yourself a favor and watch Cobra Kai. What happens when people of talent get together unfiltered? A triumph. All right. Okay. All right. I'll check it out. After we finish this, that'll be... Well, then my wife hasn't seen The Mandalorian, the first season, so I want to do a rewatch with her. Like I said, the first season, I basically didn't even give her a chance to watch it, because with me at least, because I would wake up at 4 a.m. and watch an episode, and then make a video. So it was completely my fault. But yeah. Yeah, I need to watch it, Viper. I recommend The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, 2 great shows with greatest characters in TV history. Bearded. Yeah, we watched a bunch of The Walking Dead. And then at a certain point, like so many shows, it kind of... I don't know, it ran itself into the ground for me. I want to say we ended when they got to... I don't know. I honestly don't remember the last season we watched. Maybe with the governor? I don't remember. I really don't remember. It's been so long, man, since I've seen any of that show. But I remember liking it. No, I didn't see. I knew that happened, Bearded, but I didn't see those. I didn't watch that far. Ozark's great. We started Peaky Blinders. I don't know why we didn't finish it. I think we watched a couple episodes of that. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that was 1 hour on the dot. 1 hour of a 1 hour live stream. Cool. So tomorrow, if all goes well, I will be doing a stream in the afternoon. I was planning on doing an afternoon stream today, but my daughter once again did not nap, so that idea went out the window. But yeah, so tomorrow, if she goes down for a nap, I'll do a little stream in the afternoon. If not, I'll probably do an evening stream. But yeah, hoping to get a couple videos out this week. Later in the week, my conversation with Harmy, the creator of the Despecialized edition, is actually going to be going up on Friday, around like in the afternoon sometime. Really looking forward to getting that out. But yeah, that was a fun conversation, man. We see eye to eye on so much in Star Wars. It was a really good conversation. I hope you guys will enjoy it. But all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. To everybody who supported the channel through Super Chats, thank you for keeping the channel alive. To everybody who just hung out or listened to my voice for an hour, I appreciate it. A bunch of you guys have probably never even tuned into a live stream. Welcome. This is a HelloGreedo live stream. I just basically run my mouth for an hour and shoot the shit, whatever topic comes up. It's fun. Hope to see you again. But all right, guys, enjoy the rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Oh, I see Stud here. Let's end with Stud's song. Stud created this song. All right. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.